Have you ever suspected that someone has deep feelings for you, but never found the courage to say so? Have you ever thought that love can hide in the smallest things, in stolen glances, in the most imperceptible gestures? Love, when it's real, doesn't always need words. Sometimes it manifests itself in silence, in actions that seem random but actually contain a whole world of emotions. Carl Jung, one of the greatest thinkers of our time, taught that true love is an invisible connection that goes far beyond overt confessions and dramatic gestures. Today, together we'll discover the most obvious signs that can show you that someone loves you in secret. Perhaps this person has never talked about it openly. He or she may not even be fully aware of their feelings. But love always leaves traces. Learn to recognize them, and you may find that there is someone around you who loves you more than you ever imagined. The first is that they unconsciously copy you. When someone feels a strong emotional connection with you, he or she unconsciously starts to copy some of your habits. You may notice that this person starts using expressions that you often say, adopts your way of moving, or even changes his or her tastes and preferences, bringing them closer to yours. This phenomenon, known as mirroring, is an instinctive sign of liking and attraction. The human brain tends to unconsciously copy the body language and behavior of those it feels emotionally attracted to. If you notice that someone is beginning to behave similarly to you, it's no accident. That person is absorbing your presence more than they realize. When someone unconsciously copies you, it can manifest not only in body language and speech, but also in more subtle aspects of behavior. For example, a person may start listening to the same music, become interested in the same movies, or even unwittingly adjust their rhythm of life to yours. Such behavior is not just a mechanical repetition, it indicates a deep level of trust and a desire to establish a closer connection. Mirroring helps create a sense of comfort and rapport, allowing people to feel on the same page. Second, they distance themselves at the most inopportune moments. It may seem counterintuitive, but often people who have a secret liking for you start acting distant just when they seemingly should be closer. Perhaps they avoid you in company, change the topic of conversation when it comes to feelings, or behave strangely when someone else shows interest in you. This is because their feelings are so intense that they trigger fear of being exposed or being unreciprocated. Intense emotions can be frightening, especially if a person is not ready to openly admit their feelings. This alienation is a form of self-defense. They are afraid of losing control, afraid that their emotions will become too obvious. But the more they try to hide their feelings, the more contradictory and eloquent their behavior becomes. Third, they make jokes or banter with you in unusual ways. Repressed feelings sometimes show up in unexpected ways, through provocative jokes, little pranks, or seemingly random games. If someone is constantly finding a reason to make fun of you, teasing you in a joking way, it may not just be a character trait. In fact, this person may be trying to establish an ongoing rapport with you without revealing their feelings directly. This behavior is typical of those who feel attraction but can't put it into words. The desire to interact with you is so strong that it shows through these almost childlike gestures. It's a way of maintaining a connection without making your emotional involvement obvious. If you notice that someone jokes with you more often and tries to connect with you on a regular basis than with others, or looks for occasions to be funny, it may be their way of showing affection, even if they aren't ready to admit it yet. Fourth, they remember moments you've forgotten. One of the strongest signs of latent love is the ability to remember seemingly insignificant details of your conversations or moments together. Perhaps you once mentioned a favorite book, song, movie, or event in passing, and this person remembered it long afterwards. This attention to detail suggests that your every word has special value to him or her. It's not just a good memory, it's a deep interest that makes the person keep every little thing related to you in their memory. In addition, such people don't just memorize facts, but use them to make you feel good. For example, they might unexpectedly put on your favorite song, mention a quote from a movie you like, or bring you something you once casually said you loved. It's not an accident, it's a show of genuine affection and a desire to show that you are important to them. Sometimes they even remember moments that didn't mean much to you, but were valuable to them. They may remember that you once talked about your childhood dream, mentioned your favorite flavor of ice cream, or talked about a place you wanted to go. If someone unexpectedly returns to these topics in conversation, it's a clear sign that they're mentally returning to you often. This attention to detail is more than just a friendly gesture. It means that the person is emotionally involved in your life and unwittingly makes you an important part of it, even if they don't openly say so yet. 5. They look at you when they think you don't notice. One of the most powerful signs of secret love is a look. Not direct and conscious, but furtively, when he or she thinks you don't notice. If a person watches you closely when you are talking to others, when you are thoughtful or distracted, it means that he or she is trying to catch your every feature without giving themselves away. Hidden love often manifests itself through a willingness to observe. It's not just a casual glance. It is a gaze filled with emotion, deep affection, almost hypnotic. Those who love you secretly do not need words. Their eyes say more than a voice would dare to say. These gazes may last a fraction of a second, but they are easy to spot if you pay attention. Sometimes, when you turn in their direction, they will abruptly avert their eyes, pretending to be preoccupied with something else. Or on the contrary, for a moment they hold their gaze, as if forgetting that they have to hide their feelings. Interestingly, this phenomenon often manifests itself in group situations, when there are a lot of people around, but it is you who attracts his or her attention, it is not accidental. Such a person can watch your reaction to jokes, watch how you behave in the company, or just look at you with a slight smile, as if enjoying the very fact of your presence. If you catch someone's eye more often than seems random, and especially if that person looks away embarrassed or smiles to themselves, it's likely that they have much more than a friendly interest in you. 6th. They are listening to you more attentively than they should. Real listening is an art, and those who love you secretly master it perfectly. While most people listen only to respond, a person who has deep feelings for you is truly listening, picking up on the nuances of your voice, noticing understatements, remembering details that even you may have forgotten. Such a person is able to sense when you smile to hide sadness, or when something is bothering you, even if you don't talk about it. This attention is never superficial, because every word you say has a special meaning for him. You may notice that this person doesn't just hear you, but really delves into your words. He asks clarifying questions, remembers details from past conversations and comes back to them later, showing that your thoughts and experiences are important to him. He may also notice changes in your mood more quickly than others. Even if you try not to show your emotions, this person will realize that something is wrong by your voice, pauses in speech, or changes in intonation. This intuitive understanding arises because he is not just listening, but genuinely interested in you. 7th. They behave differently with you than they do with others. A change in behavior is one of the clearest signs of hidden feelings. If a person is usually outgoing and easygoing, but with you becomes more serious and reserved or, conversely, behaves more openly and joyfully with you than with others, it's likely that they have strong feelings for you. Maybe they talk easily with others, but with you they choose their words carefully, as if they are afraid to say the wrong thing. Or they look for your gaze in the crowd, but when they meet your eyes, they immediately look away, trying to hide their emotions. This change in behavior can manifest itself in small things. A person may become more caring, notice your needs before others, or involuntarily try to be near you, even if he does not say it out loud. 8th. They care for you in a discreet way. True love doesn't require loud confessions, it shows up in the details. Those who love you secretly often take care of you in inconspicuous ways, asking if you've eaten, noticing your tiredness before you say so, helping you without asking. These subtle gestures are one of the sincerest forms of love. They don't seek to impress with big acts, but quietly and unobtrusively make sure you feel good. This care can manifest itself in the simplest but meaningful things. A person may discreetly move your chair when you sit down, offer you a jacket in cooler weather, remind you of an important meeting, or simply bring you a cup of coffee, knowing which drink you prefer. Sometimes this care is shown by being attentive to your condition. They are the first to notice if you are sad or tired, even if you try to hide it. They may not ask too many questions, but they will find a way to support you, through a kind word, a gesture, or just being there for you. Importantly, these people don't expect gratitude or demand reciprocation. They do it sincerely, because your comfort is really important to them. Love, when it's real, doesn't always require words. Sometimes it is hidden in details, in looks and gestures that say more than 1,000 confessions. Have you ever noticed such signs in someone's behavior? Share your experiences in the comments. Perhaps someone loves you more than you realize. Thanks for watching. See you in the next videos. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want to see even more useful content.